Kidding, live from Scottsdale Stadium. The tradition continues. The morning show's been coming down here for decades. Welcome, Marcus Boucher, to Scottsdale Stadium, brother.
Murph, we might have to change the intro to the show. It's the Murph, Marcus, and Patrick Bailey show this morning, 6 a.m., right off the rip.
Bro,
we got starters.
When Patty Bailey says 6 a.m., we mean 6 a.m.
Oh,
so let's go right into it. We are live at Scottsdale Stadium watching the classic sunrise here. Hello, Giants fans, and good morning. And good morning to our very first guest, right on time. Thank you, Matt Chisholm. Giants catcher Patrick Bailey. Patrick, man, welcome. Brian Murphy, Marcus Boucher, the Murph and Marcus show. How you doing, man?
Doing good. Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, give us the day today. What's Patrick Bailey doing today at camp?
Yeah, so we'll do this little talk here, and then grab some breakfast. Deck, our chef, hooks us up with some good food, and then just do some prep work, a little early hitting, early catching if I can get it in, and stretch. And I think today's pretty light. I think we got some like cuts and relays and stuff, and then one bullpen, and then I guess that's probably calling it a day right there.
Well, welcome, man, to your Thursday routine here. So give us big picture now. You're coming into camp. You're driving in, coming in from off-season in Carolina, is it? Or
North Carolina.
Okay, yeah, coming in. You drive across the country? Or
No, we flew.
Okay,
we flew.
Bumgarner used to drive his horse trailer from Carolina.
I'm surprised he didn't ride his horse all the way from North Carolina.
Seriously.
But anyway, so you're driving in and you're having big picture thoughts, like about the team and your season. So I know it's early, and I know we just got here, but what would be kind of your big picture take as you're pulling into Scottsdale Stadium on, your goals and the team's goals this year?
Yeah, I mean, personally, for me, my goal is show up every day, put the best product on the field I can. If I'm trying to work on something, accomplish what I'm trying to work on. Team-wise, I mean, I'd say it's pretty similar. Just control what we can control, put the best product on the field we can, be fundamentally sound, and I mean that's pretty much all we can do, And as simple as that sounds, it's not always the easiest thing to do when you play 162 games, and I think the more we can do that, the more wins we're gonna have.
And obviously, you experienced the marathon of a full MLB season last year. And I know there were times where you dealt with a little bit of fatigue. Now, one thing that we've already noticed this morning is you're a little thicker this year, put on a little bit of extra weight. How much is that based on what you experienced last year at the major league level and having that extra stamina for the full 162?
For sure. I mean, it's all because of that.
Yeah.
I lost 15 to 17 pounds last year during the season, and I kind of felt it. Mm-hmm. And one of my biggest goals this offseason was to not have that happen as much this year, and to gain the weight that I lost. And I ended up gaining about 20 pounds, and feel good. This is probably the best I've felt ever coming into spring. So I'm excited, and I got to do a better job this season. Keeping my weight on in the strength.
Yeah, and you mentioned your breakfast coming up earlier this morning. What is that like? Is it all meal planning you're doing to add this extra weight? Is it weight room? Like, what's the plan of attack to put on these extra pounds?
Yeah, it's definitely a combination of both. I mean, you don't want it to just be meal planning. You want it to be some muscle and some weight gain in that area for sure. But for me, like my rookie year, I think with all the adrenaline and stuff, for some reason I struggled eating when I was at the field. And the food's incredible, so that's never the problem.
No sense, yes.
No, it doesn't. But yeah, that was the issue. So I'm hoping this year it'll be easier.
Did I read there's a 1,000-calorie shake left at your locker? Is that right?
Yeah, when I was down a couple of times, we'd figure out whatever way we could to get calories in me, and it definitely got better at keeping the weight on towards the end of the year.
So you have two tremendous catching resources here in the organization. One's your new manager, which I want to ask you about. The other one is one of the owners, Buster Posey. How much contact have you guys had? Did he talk to you about the grind of making that jump and the wear down? Did he have similar experiences? Did you guys talk?
Yeah, we talked a little bit. He's whenever I have a question, he's always open to answer it, and I really appreciate him and the time he's taken. And then obviously Bo Mel being here, we've talked quite a bit this spring, and it's been really exciting to kind of hear his knowledge and wisdom, because there's not many in the game that have played at his level for that long, and then definitely managed in the big leagues for as long as he has.
The voice you hear, Giants catcher Patrick Bailey. I mean, Marcus and I came to Scottsdale. We weren't joking around. We landed. We turned it on. Darren Chan turned on the machine. Patrick Bailey appears right out of the
I mean, that's the great thing
gates.
about baseball. They tell you first pitch is at a certain time, and Patrick Bailey knows he's throwing down that 1-2. He's throwing down fingers for that first pitch.
They don't say first pitch is 7:15-ish.
No, they're right on time,
It's great to have him here, the Giants starting catcher here, and we're obviously talking about his rookie season. So we talked about, obviously, people focus a lot on the stamina and the grind and all that. But let's talk about the thrills, the call-up. It was May 19th, I believe. I think I was at the game. You came in as a defensive replacement. It's kind of an unusual day, but you didn't get the dramatic first at bat, but still, that thrill, and then the next day having your first time in the batter's box. What are your memories of it now? How do you look back at that?
Yeah, it was May 19th. As you said, defensive replacement, didn't get an at-bat, which I think kind of helped. It kind of helped getting those jitters out for the first at-bats the next day. But yeah, it was a dream come true, man. The adrenaline you feel, the emotions you feel is it's really awesome.
And then how was it last year working with the staff, working with guys like Logan Webb? Kyle Harrison made his MLB debut. Those are two guys that are headlining the rotation this year. What was your thoughts on working with them last year and continued success this year?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome to kind of really start building that relationship with Webby. We've had some camps together, and I've been able to catch him a time or two, but, to go into the season, grind into the season, and really learn what makes him tick, what makes him good. When he's struggling, what's the adjustments, and then, it's cool to see Harrison come up because I've been, catching him since 21. And so it was really cool to see the work he's put in come to fruition. And, that's equally exciting to both parts of that.
Yeah, and that was the coolest thing for me being a San Jose native. I used to go out to San Jose Giants games all the time. So going back to that 2021 season with you, Kyle, Luis Matos, Marco Luciano, Casey Schmidt, all those guys that contributed to the San Jose Giants being the champions of the Low A West Division that year. So how much success that you guys had at the minor league level do you think can transition to the major league level, and how much does that winning experience help you guys moving forward as such a young team?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what the goal is as an organization, is build a winning culture in the minor leagues and kind of have the group that wins together go up. And, I know in 21 we won in San Jose, in 22 we won in Eugene, and a lot of those guys are in the big leagues now, and, hopefully we can bring that winning culture to San Francisco.
Patrick Bailey, the voice you hear, kind enough to start off our Scottsdale broadcast. We are live at Scottsdale Stadium. This is not San Francisco, baby. We're looking at the sunrise in Arizona. It's awesome. Pablo Sandoval swinging a bat in the on-deck circle. He's going to join us next. Before we let you go, we're going to go through some of these guys you're going to catch. Marcus just mentioned Logan Webb and Kyle Harrison. If you look at the rotation the way Bob Melvin laid it out to the media the other day, it is going to be Logan Webb, and then likely, until Robbie Ray and Alex Cobb come back, and we understand those are veterans, but until then, it's Kyle Harrison, Jordan Hicks, who obviously we know is a new starter, and then two young guys, probably Tristan Beck, and then Keaton Wynn, though, has an elbow thing right now, but maybe Wynn or somebody like Wisenhunt. So for you, other than Webby, I want to say, rookie-ish starters, brand new starters, is that your job to guide them through? How much of an experience is that going to be? For Giants fans, what should we expect of 4 young arms out of 5?
Yeah, I think you should be really excited about it. You say young and inexperienced. A lot of those, I mean, all the guys have big league experience. All of them have big league success. Tristan, Keaton, they had a lot of success last year. They had some failure as well, and you kind of learn from that. And they should have the utmost confidence of what they were able to do last year, and turn that into success and production this year in the rotation. And as for Hicks, the guy's got some of the best stuff in the game, and if we can get him over the plate, it's friggin' sky's the limit for him.
What role do you play in molding his mind as a starter? Because he's a reliever turned starter. What role do you play?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just building that relationship and understanding of what he's trying to do, and then just kind of encourage him in ways of what I've tried to tell him is, hey, your stuff's unbelievable. Let it play. Let your defense work behind you. And I think that's probably our recipe for getting deep into games and having success as a starter.
Now, who's one pitcher that you think Giants fans should maybe have on their radar? Whether we're talking about a Carson Whisenhunt, a Mason Black, a Landon Roop, a Hayden Birdsong, some of these younger prospects coming up. Who do you think that could maybe surprise and maybe be on the big league roster this year?
Yeah, you mentioned one. I'm gonna say Landon Roop. I feel like he hasn't had a ton of that top prospect pedigree, whatnot. But I caught him a lot in 22, and man, if he stays healthy, I think he's got some of the best stuff in our minor league system.
Nice. You heard it here. Landon Roop, keep an eye on him. All right, we know we got to let you go. It's time to get you your breakfast and your calories and all that. But pitch framing contest, Buster Posey, Bob Melvin, Patrick Bailey. You have to pitch frame 3 pitches. Who wins?
I hope it's me. I'm going to say me.
But that is an art, man. What is it? I mean,
sure.
and that's something you've been doing. With the stories are since you were in like middle school. You've been learning that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've been catching a lot since I was young, and I didn't really start quote unquote framing until I was with the Giants. I don't know if that's true, but catching has changed a lot in that 2018 to 2020 range, and the way I did it changed when I got drafted by the Giants and worked with, Albie, who was with us last year and the years before, and just kind of keep progressing off that.
So, do Buster and Melvin, have they complimented you on it?
Yeah, I guess.
He's a shy guy. He's a humble guy. He's a humble guy. And last one, switch hitting. We're staying with it, right? We're going with it?
Yeah,
and what is the approach on that? Is that something, as we talked about your catching this entire interview, and we got to let you go and even mention your offense. So, what's your offensive approach, switch hitting, and how's Pat Burrell playing a role in that?
Yeah. I mean, Pat's awesome. He's been with us in the minor leagues just as I think special assistant or advisor or something like that, and so we have a relationship, and it's been awesome. And I guess the goal this year is just to get more hits from both sides.
There it is.
We'll let you go, man. I know Pablo Sandoval's coming up. Thanks for getting us off on a good foot. That's Giants catcher Patrick Bailey.